Good evening everyone. As you can see, it's lovely and clear, and the roof will be opening in about 4 minutes for live capture. So I've just got YouTube asking me questions to make sure it's really me. I don't know what they want to know. I'm trying to find out. What does it want to know? What's going on? Hi Ilko, how are you? I'm just, please bear with me, I'm just trying to sort my screens out here, as usual. Hi, you're live, I am, for a little while. Astrobiker, Mr. Watcher, good evening everyone. As you can see, we've got a lovely clear sky, that's my all sky camera there. So we're looking good for tonight. We're going to continue capturing on NGC1333. I've managed to get 1 and a bit night on it so far, and the data's looking amazing actually, the best I've ever got. And this is IC348 on the right of the screen. I've been, if any of you were with my live stream the other day where the EQ6 was really playing up, I've been just sorting a few things out, and it's yeah, there was a little bit of a focus on the off-axis guider that was a bit off, and a few other little things. I've sorted them out and it's guiding as it should now. Oh, I hope so. I hope you do get some clear skies. Hello, on way to Lovell. Hello. Hello. Right, let me see what's going on here. I've also, at the same time while I'm doing this stream, I've got a stack going on that data that I was telling you about on IC348, which I've never done before. I'm just going to quickly look at it. Oh, it's encountered an error in the module. That means it's not happy about something. Okay, images were definitely taken in bin 2, and the calibration frames are bin 2, so I'm not sure why that did that just then. Let's have a look. That's better, it's worked that time. Okay, I just need to normalise the nights, and I'll come back to you guys on the live stream. There we go. There we go, the roof's opening now. So this is the astronomical dusk. You can start at nautical dusk, but I'll wait for astronomical dusk because it's at this time of year we get quite a lot, so a long time on it, so it's worth keeping it going. Right, I've got a little light on in there which I'm just going to dim down, so bear with me a second. I think the camera tried to follow me. Oh, Martin, hello mate, how are you? Yeah, I'm a lot better, thanks. Had a bit of a cold. I seem to still have a little bit hanging around, but I'm getting through it. Cloudy here in Stoke, but got some time with my brothers yesterday now, attempting to process the data. Excellent, well done. What did you take images of, Astrobiker? As I say, I've had loads of data, and I'm working my way through the edits, but got a lot more to do yet. Pleiades, lovely. I've got a nice, actually I did add to Pleiades. I've now got about 7.5 hours on it, and I will be posting that image. I can't post it at the moment because I don't know if you know the site UK Cloud Magnets, and if you're not a member of UK Cloud Magnets on Facebook, it's one of the best groups of people that I've ever met in astrophotography. Really helpful, very friendly, and they do lots of stuff, so well worth checking out the Facebook page called UK Cloud Magnets. Mick Scott runs the site, and he does a fantastic job with it. He's got some really good admins as well, but everyone's extremely lovely on that site, really good. And my Pleiades picture I've entered for their image of the month, because Pleiades was their target, so I can't post it yet until that's been done. I think end of the month that starts, and so they'll vote on it, and then once it's been voted on, I can release the image. First ever full imaging session. I hope it went well for you, and good luck with your editing. Say Pleiades is a nice target, nice and bright, so hopefully it comes out well for you. Milky Way clearly visible in all sky. What is your Bortle? It's a Bortle 4. So, well, I say Bortle 4, but it's more like a 3 to 4, because we've got no street lights or anything. There's a little bit of light at the north. Sorry, that's the east end of my garden. They're the lights from the houses that are there because everyone's still awake. But even when everyone's gone to bed, there's no light at all. It's literally totally dark. So very good. And we've got no street lights, so it's lovely. I take it you've been really busy, Martin. It's going to be a busy time of year for you guys in there, the butchers. Lots of orders. Okay. If I could kindly ask any of you that are on to just click the old like button, the thumbs up for me. That just helps with the live stream, just sharing it out there and letting everyone know it's happening. The more likes it gets, the happier the YouTube is, because YouTube likes to be funny, especially with its algorithm. Clouds rolling in from the north for me, no luck. Well, we have got a few clouds about. It's not going to be a completely clear night, but that should be okay. We're gonna give it a go what we can. I've got a couple of things that I'm going to just mention. So I got myself one of these, which is a Lunatico Cloud Watcher. So this is now, once I've done a little bit of research on how to actually install it, this is going to be installed on my observatory, and this will basically, if it clouds over, shut my roof, but really nicely. You can set it up in Nina with a safety switch and a little holding routine that it will keep the roof closed while it's cloudy, but if it clears again, it will reopen and carry on the sequence that you were doing. So this is a piece of kit I've been meaning to add for some time, so I can't wait to actually get this installed. And the other thing I'm actually going to be adding is, and we've been talking to some people, we've had a few little power cuts recently, which have been an absolute nightmare with my computers. So I'm actually going to install as well a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply. So I've been looking at the different options that are around. They're not too bad actually. They're not as expensive as I thought they might be. So a couple of batteries and obviously a regulator, and it will mean that if I get a little power cut, my rigs and the observatory can stay live. Obviously I'll lose things like if I'm doing a live feed. I can't power everything, but I'll be able to power the rigs and the roof, which is the most important parts. So if I do get a power cut, things aren't going to go completely wrong, like it's snowing inside my observatory, which it did the other week. B349, bought 3 to 4, yeah. Yep, Mr. Watcher, I actually moved from a Bortle 7, where it was a 6 to 7. Pretty bad. Yeah, it makes a massive difference coming to a darker area, absolutely. Yeah, I do feel very lucky, actually. So there is something else that I'm going to be mentioning, and this will be quite interesting, especially to anyone who likes things like portable rigs and the ASI Air, or that's an option they're thinking of doing. Well, there seems to be quite a lot of other things coming out in the market, and this has been given to me to try out by Altair, which is the Ioptron iMate. So this is basically the same as like an ASI Air, sends out its own little hotspot. It hasn't got as many connections on as an ASI Air. You've got a couple of USBs, etc., and some power outs on the back. But I think if you paired this with a Pegasus power box, which a lot of people do with things like the ASI Air anyway, you're going to have all the connections you're going to need. But this is an alternative, and the beauty with this is you're not stuck to just ZWO products. So you're going to be able to use Altair's cameras, TubeTech cameras, whatever you want to use, really, basically. And this is going to be an interesting tool to test out and see how it works. I like the size of it; it's really good. And I've also seen there's a new company out. I've forgotten the name again. Keep forgetting the name of it. But there's a company that have just come out releasing some power boxes that are much smaller than the Pegasus power boxes and cheaper. And they look like an interesting alternative. So I might try and get one and pair it with this and see how it works. And I've actually got a very big surprise to share with everyone, but I'm not going to be sharing it now. I've got something that's, well, I'm quite surprised I've got it. It's completely unique. You won't have seen anything like it, but I'll be revealing all on the channel. I'll do some videos, and there will also be a live feed with it, so look out for that. I'll make sure on my community post I do a little bit of advance warning before I do anything. Yeah, Astrobloke, you'll notice a difference immediately. The biggest difference, Terran Industry, excellent. Somebody new, Mr. Watcher, well done. There Go version 2. Is it good? Does it work well? Now, I've seen a video by AstroShed talking about the Terran power supply, and it looks really good, actually. Looks really good. Okay, I'm just going to check on my rigs and see what they're doing. I'm going to turn off the all-sky camera because we've actually got the EQ8 and it's a bit zoomed in, isn't it? Let's get that back. Right, we've started guiding there. We're at 0.5, so we need that to settle down, but it is low at the moment. And on the right, that looks like it's having its usual hissy fit at the beginning of the evening. Let's see what we can do with the... Look at that one. Oh, I don't know if we're looking at the... That's interesting. That looks like there's a Baton-off mask on it, but I don't think there is. But I will double check. It wouldn't be on it now. I'll tell you what that's wrong with the EQ6. I think it's looking at the edge of the observatory. It needs needs about another 10-15 minutes to be clear of the observatory edge. Let me just double check. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not clear of the observatory edge yet, so that's why that's such a mess. So we'll just we'll stop this routine and let that just make sure it's tracking, because if it's tracking it will get itself above the edge of the observatory. Yep, that's fine. So what we need to do is come back here. It looks like it ran most things, so we'll refresh the starting sequence and we'll go back to that when it's a bit higher. It needs to be just a bit higher than, I think it's at, what's that saying, 34 degrees, but I think it's close to the front edge of the observatory so it catches the roof. I can set a bordering, Nina. You're completely right, and I should do it. You've got mixed impressions so far, Mr. Watcher. Can you tell me what's problems you've had with it, or what you don't like about it? Because when I watched Astroshed's video, he seemed to just sing its praises and say it worked as well as a Pegasus power box. Obviously, I've not had hands-on, so I don't know. Yeah, customize, and that you're all completely right. It is something that I did have on my old Obsy, and I've just never got round to doing it with this one. So that shall be another job. I'll add it to the list. My God, have I got a list? Let's just rewind this a sec. What am I doing? I'm having problems with my remote. Hang on. Oh, fixed it. Mark Hill. Hello, mate. Hello, Glenn Skies again. Lucky you. Cracking clear night in the west of Scotland last night. Oh, fantastic. What skies have you got up there? Whereabouts are you on the west of Scotland? Let me know. Hello, mate. Hello, Stuart. Good to see you. I'm feeling better. Yeah, I was a little bit poorly. I am better. Although I haven't shaken. I've had this cold for weeks. It's one of them ones that just wants to hang around. But I feel fine now. We were actually just talking about the Terran power box that you recently reviewed. Wondering what it's like, because I was just showing everyone that I've got hold of a Ioptron iMate, which is very small and dinky, and obviously an alternative to the ASI Air, which I'm going to be trying out. And I was just saying, might be interesting to try that power box with this, because this does lack a lot of connectivity, and I was thinking if that could add to this, could be really good for a little portable setup. Right, we're waiting for the EQ6 to be clear of the observatory roof, because it's not, because it was catching the roof there, and that's what that diffraction is. So that's what we're after. It's called IC348, so we'll get on that in a moment. And I'm actually stacking that on the other channel at the moment. Okay, we got a load of registration fails because I had some dead files on that. I'll have to look at that later. And there is there is now a standalone app. Okay, need to power cycle both USB and power ports for it. And Nina sometimes quits without good reason until our switch is connected. Another thing is my TUPTEC IMX571 cam won't start properly when connected through the TI power box, so that's a shame. I mean, hopefully these are teething problems, and if the feedback can be sent back to the companies, they do normally look at these problems and try and address them and sort them out. So, you know, if you are having a specific issue, it definitely might be worth just reaching out, either an email or just a message, and letting them know, because they do sometimes have issues and need to sort them out. And I suppose, you know, Pegasus have had theirs on the market a long time, although I had a lot of issues with their Unity program. I didn't like it at all. I do run it, but I think I've got some older power boxes, and the latest updates seem to make them crash. So what I do now is I've reverted back the software, and every time it says update, I just ignore it and just carry on, and it all works fine. Yeah, driver problems. It's a very common thing with PCs, drivers. Ardsley Astro, afternoon. Hello, afternoon. I wish it was afternoon. It's evening now, but hello there. Yeah, I hear you on that one, Stuart. Pegasus, the Unity program. I'm not sure who was responsible for that, but as I say, if I update it to the latest version, it basically won't find my power box or even my filter wheel. It just literally doesn't work. Mark Hill, South Gloss, I managed 5 hours on the centre of the heart with the ultimate filter. And the CT8, you've got a CT8, lovely. I mean, yeah, I mean, my CT10, I absolutely love. Such a great scope. But yeah, I mean, the problem is HM15 arrived. Yeah, that's a nice little mount, actually. If I didn't have the Chem 26, something like the HEM 15 would be something like that. I quite like. I would have a look at that, definitely. A friend of mine's got one of those. It looks like a really nice little mount. I would, but no, for sure. The version 2 Go version is dirt cheap. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's good that we're getting more and more things coming out on the market. Hopefully things are getting better. I mean, I'm hoping the Ioptron iMate is going to be good because it's small, compact. It's going to be compatible with whatever equipment you've got, not just ZWO, but it's got to work. Price-wise, they are at Altair Astro. They're £199. I'm not sure of the cost of the latest ASI Air. I think that's a little bit more, but then that does have a bit more going on with it. It's got more connections and that lot, but we'll see how this works. We'll have to test it out and see how it goes. Ascom 7. Well, I looked at it. I still haven't gone that way yet. Mr. Watcher, you're completely correct. Tuptex Astro Station. I've not looked at that yet. I've seen Astronomical's he's talked about it. I need to watch his video properly. Yeah, I was going back there actually, Ardsley, on the Ascom 7. I saw that the platform had been updated to that. Everything on my rigs is all still working fine, so I'm going to hold off updating to Ascom 7 and see how it goes, because normally when they make changes it normally comes with bugs, so let them iron all those bugs out before I move up. But one of the things I find, especially with PCs, is you don't have to move up immediately. You'll find that stuff just works fine. And a lot of the updates they're providing are for something new that's come out. And if you haven't got that thing, you mostly don't need to do the update. So, yeah, it's whether or not you feel it's worth doing. As I say, I learned the hard way of doing updates every time they come out. They're not always the best thing. Tony Brown, good evening. Hello, thank you for joining. Yeah. I've got a problem actually at the moment with the drivers. I've got a driver updater and it keeps asking me to update the serial driver for the COM port that's attached to my EQ8. If I do the update, the EQ8 will not connect, end of, and I have to delete that driver and revert back to the previous driver, and then the EQ8 is absolutely fine and works as should. So I'm not sure what's going on with that new driver, but it's not compatible for me, so I won't be updating anytime soon. Mr. Watcher, sending a setup to remote obsy in Spain, not risking Ascom 7. Oh, excellent. Whereabouts in Spain are you sending it? Logan, who I know from Logan's Astro, who's in New Zealand, he's got a setup in Spain, which he's enjoying. Obviously, it's great for him because he's getting northern skies from there, where obviously he only has southern skies. Mark a lot. Hi, what mini PC do you use for the scopes? So for the EQ6 on the right, that's got a mini PC, the Mealy Quieter 3. I've got a Mealy Quieter 2, which is out on a rig that I take outside, which works really well also. My main rig on the left is run from a small tower PC in here. I don't run that from a little PC, that's just run from the main rig. But I use the Mealy PCs because I think they're great for Astro, because they've got no fans, they're sealed pretty well. And of course they use the bodywork for their heatsink, so because of that they get nice and warm. In fact, they get quite hot, and no dew forms on them, which is perfect, because that's the thing that's going to kill them if they get moisture inside and that lot. So I find the Mealys are brilliant. Hi Linux, good afternoon. Oh yeah, replacing it, yeah. Hello Stan. Stan, I've got something to show you, look. I've got a Lunatico Cloud Watcher. As you can see, it's not actually attached yet, but it will be. And that means next time you see some clouds come in, you won't have to worry that I'm asleep and try and wake me up with a message. This will shut the roof. Fingers crossed, of course. I've just got to go through everything to set it up and that. And I've also got the humidity reader with it. I've got all the wiring. I've just got to work out where I'm putting it and how to wire it up. And then Ian at Altair has actually got all the settings from Lunatico directly to help set it up for. Well, he only doesn't live that far from me, so it'll be very similar conditions. So hopefully I can take his little settings and it'll be all sorted. I won't have to tweak too much. Okay. So we just have a look at. I'm just going to have a little look at what's going on with the EQ8 and see if we're clear of the observatory roof yet. Not yet. We're getting there. Just bear with me a second. I'm just going to go and have a look at it. Yeah, I can confirm it's looking at the wall. So what I'm going to do is I am going to be setting up a custom horizon, which I should have done ages ago in Nina. So I'm going to sort that out actually, because having this issue is something that's quite annoying. Did you buy direct from the manufacturer, Glenn? No, I didn't. I bought it from Altair Astro. I've got a little slight deal with it anyway, so yeah, they looked after me. So yeah, I got it from them. Two Rivers Observatory. You bought the little astronaut. I love that little astronaut. He's great, isn't he? I didn't buy it actually. My brother bought me that. He's great. He puts a little nebula. I suppose if you've got that shining up on the lounge ceiling, that could annoy her. Jeremy, good evening, mate. How are you? Is it clear up north tonight, or is it cloudy like it was the other night? Yeah, I like it too, Stan. I turn the green stars off because I find them a little bit too much sometimes. And I don't know if you have the same, but the remote for me is a bit clunky. It doesn't always work. I just push the buttons on the back of it. But great little light for a room like this. Keeps it nice and atmospheric. All right. Yeah, we've got to wait for that. After our conversation the other night, Stan, I think you was involved in it, where we were talking about uninterrupted power supplies, UPS, for the observatory. That's another thing I've been looking into. And I was talking to Ian, one of the owners of Altair Astro, where I got the Cloud Watcher from, and he's got one, so he's gonna send the links to me of what he's used. But yeah, that's the other thing I'm going to be putting in here is an uninterrupted power supply, so that should I get another power cut, which we've had a couple of little teeny ones recently, my PCs will keep going, and obviously it will keep my rigs going and keep the roof live, which is the most important thing. What I don't want to do is go to bed, have a power cut, and then the roof stays open all night, and then the weather changes, so which wouldn't really, it'll sort of make having a cloud watcher defunct, because it wouldn't be able to shut the roof. So we're going to sort all that out as well. So a few little projects that'll keep me busy up till Christmas, and some. But yeah, got a lot going on at the moment. It should be nice and interesting. That's a shame it's cloudy for you, Jeremy. I don't think we've got a completely clear night here tonight. We have got a little bit of cloud about, a few bits passing through, but overall it's not too bad. And I think tomorrow's okay. And I may actually put the observatory on, but I won't be here because I'm going to a Christmas display. So we've got a nice little Christmassy thing arranged, which we're going to be doing. And I'm actually meeting up with Simon to do that, so that should be fun. There's a place called Helmingham Hall, which we actually go to some nights to do our imaging. And they've got a massive Christmas garden thing, lights going on. So we're going to that. Let's have a look at the weather. Well, we're okay at the moment. For the next, we got a full small strip of cloud coming about 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8, and then that passes, and then it looks like it's clear after that. No rain, and then maybe another cloud around 1. But overall, it's not a bad night. Maybe a bit of high cloud. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that turns out. It's a bit dim, that picture, but I've noticed it's only it's a hydrogen alpha. That one. The luminance there, it's a bit dim, so that means a little bit of cloud had passed through while that was being taken, so not the best image, but we'll filter them out when we come to doing the stacking. Hi Mark, how are you, mate? Mark a lot. We've got a lot of Marks in here tonight. Hello Mark. Starlight Studio Astro, evening all. Hello. Cloudy where I am in the States. Clear tomorrow night with a low of -6. That's cold. Well, I only chill my cameras to -5, so yeah, I'd have to put a heater on it. Crikey. Well, at least your cooling won't be working too hard. Whereabouts in the States are you? Are you imaging tonight, Mark? Are you up on something? Okay, the EQ6 is getting there, definitely. Right. While we're talking, I'm just going to have a very quick look at what's failed on my registration. I'm just stacking IC33348. It's an image I've never done before. Oh, that was when I was doing a star test on Capella. Well, that's bright. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's delete that. Hopefully now that will normalise. Let's have a look. Oh, we got a few that are out. Okay. Ah, the Crab Nebula. You still need to pull the data from it. What we got? Markalot is in Cincinnati. Right, I've never been there. Don't know much about it. I've only been to a few places in the States. I've been to Miami and New York and Las Vegas. I think that's about it, really. Yes. So, not been to too many different places. I've been to New York 3 times, though. I do love it there. We had a great time. And I've been to Vegas a couple of times, so... I've promised my son when he's 21 we're going to go to Vegas together to play some blackjack, so I'll be looking forward to that one. At the moment, Tony, I'm not running a live stack at the moment off the cameras. I was having a few... Actually, I was using Easy Sweep for it. But for some reason, it played up the other night. And I've got some new tools that I've downloaded into Nina, and I want to have a look at them, and I might have a look in a bit. For now, I'm just going to let these gather the data, because I'm not sure what tonight's going to bring. But what I might do is I might try and turn on one of the live stacks in a bit later on and see what we can get. What I'm hoping to share with you in a minute, I'm just actually stacking data for this interesting target. It's called IC348, which I've never taken before. I just found it on Stellarium, and it's a star forming region, and it looks like it's got some cloud structures in it as well. So I'm just stacking at the moment to see what the data's like, and I'm hoping that very shortly the scope will clear the roof and we will be able to start getting some more data on that as well. Amazing how these feet can get around the world, wouldn't you? Have happened to me younger days when there was only... Well, do you know what, Jeremy? I remember that too. In fact, blimey, you look, don't pretend you're that young. I'm old enough to remember 3 channels. I remember when Channel 4 was added, and Countdown was the first programme on it. I remember when it was BBC One, BBC Two and ITV. And BBC Two, most of the time, there was nothing on it. It was either Open University or that daft girl playing noughts and crosses with a clown. Bloody annoying. Ian, hello mate. Do you use the live stack in Nina, Tony? That'd be interesting. What is it? The one that... Let me just call up my Nina and I'll make sure I've got the one that you use. I want to see how it works actually. It's a plugin installed. What have I got? Here it is. It's called... I think it's called PixInsight Tools. This is the one. And there's a Lucky Imaging one as well. But PixInsight Tools. Now I've not looked at it properly yet. So I need to look at this. And I need to make sure it'll work. So I'll get on that in a minute. I'm going to have a look. I've got it downloaded. I've just got to make it work. You haven't tried using it. Right. So you want me to be the guinea pig? I've got you. I'll do it. Ah, you're doing the iris. Nice. I haven't done that for a while. Are you shooting HA on IC348? I am, yes. I'm doing LRGB HA. So I'm doing 3-minute subs on the LRGB and 5-minute on the HA. I use exactly the same as you, Mark. I will go to the Met Office for the sort of general, and then I've got weather and radar app to get a more accurate picture. I gave up on clear outside. The number of times that was saying the exact opposite to what was going on just blew my mind, and in the end I just give up on it. I just thought there's no point using it because it's just so inaccurate. The BBC, forget it, they haven't got a clue. Yeah, I think Met Office and the weather and radar is the best. It's what I use. I find them to be the most reliable. Although I still got caught out the other week. It said there was no chance of any problems. 4 o'clock in the morning while I was asleep, it clouded over and I got a snow shower in the observatory. Everything survived, everything was alright, but we don't really want that going on. So that's one of the reasons why I've got the cloud watcher, and it's a piece of insurance basically. Can't have it raining or snowing inside your observatory. It's no good. California nebula. There was nothing apart from star. I'm worried my 5 hours of data at 100. I'm glad you like it, Jeremy. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, the blue on California nebula is really faint. You do need quite a bit of integration with that. I think the last time I shot the California nebula, to get the oxygen to show, I think I shot double the O3 that I did to the HA, because the HA is a really strong signal. Still did S2, so I did HA and S2, and then on the O3, for every HA and S2 I took 2 O3, and that was the best way to get that O3 to show up. So, Mark, on the flats, I've got a flat panel. I've got 2. Let me go and grab it, and you can see it. Hang on. So this was a luminance panel that somebody had made up actually and was selling online, and I bought it off them, which is a luminescent panel with a little control box, and it's nice. The reason why I bought this was it's big enough to sit over the end of my CT10. However, it hasn't got much control on the brightness, so with LRGB it can be a bit bright, but I sometimes either just put paper in front of that, or I've got this luminescent panel, which is an LED panel, nice and big, and this one allows for a much more control on the amount of light you get, so that works well too. But most of the time I just use the round panel there, and that works fine. Yeah, Mark, that's not a bad idea, I must be honest. Did I not take RGB? Not on California, no I didn't. I mean, I'm not sure how that will come out. I've not done that myself. I just shot it in narrowband. Yeah, well, Mr. Watcher, I don't know what clear outside uses, but it's not accurate. Gaza, the rain alarm is pretty good. Android app, yep. We have a site over here called Weather Underground. It is a collection of independent weather. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I think that's what you need. You need a more than one source so you can get a really good idea. Yep, That is correct. I do think that is the icon for it. Weather and radar. I'll show it. It's should be able to see it, hopefully. It's on the far side there. It's not showing very clear. It's the one right here, there, weather and radar, and it is a globe with a sun on the corner. Oh yeah, I do find that the best app, to be honest. It gives the most accurate, up to date time conditions, and I find it to be pretty reliable. But it's not 100%. I've not found anything that's 100% yet. I'm just going to have a look at the EQ8's guiding. It's all looking pretty good. It's got 33, 34. Okay. I reckon the EQ6 will soon be ready to go. Just have a look at its it's getting there. It's getting there. What I need to do is have a look at a single shot and see what it looks like. Yeah, it's worth a try, Ilko. It is worth looking at. It's been pretty good. As I say, hard to get 100%. So we're not quite. This was something I was talking about the other night as well, which is really nice with Newtonian scopes, because you've got the diffraction spikes. If you get double spikes, it's not in focus. So that's showing me that this just needs a little tweak to get back in focus. There are quite a few temperature swings. It was quite mild here recently, but it's gone cold again, and I'm sure that's part of the reason why this has changed. So my VX6 is a metal scope, and more susceptible to temperature changes. CT10 being carbon fibre doesn't seem to ever change. It's brilliant. It keeps its once it's in focus, it stays in focus. Let's just tweak this into focus. Use a Dutch app for satellite and radar. Most of the time you need to know how. Yeah, I think weather is always open to be changed anyway. Even if you've got a good forecast, it can change. Let's be honest. It's a lot of it is just working it out roughly and hoping for the best. And I think that's why it's a good investment to buy a cloud watcher for your observatory, because should it ever go wrong, you've got the protection there to help you. Right, this is definitely still hitting the edge of the observatory because we've got a weird shape going on with the starburst there. So the focus is better now. We'll leave that and we'll just wait a little bit longer for it to clear the edge of the observatory. Guiding back down to 0.43. That's settled down nicely. We won't start that one yet because that will just hate me if I try and start it looking at the edge of the observatory. Canadian RGM and the NAM models for cloud cover, if they agree, then 95% chance of clear. Not then, it's a crapshoot. Right, yeah. I mean, weather-wise in the UK, one of the challenges we have is the humidity. Many times, we're imaging, and I used to image quite a bit with a guy from Colorado called Joe Navarra, and he couldn't believe it when I was telling him. He was going, "What's your humidity tonight?" And I'd go 99%, and he'd be like going, "What? You can't image in that?" And I used to. It works. So I'm going to call up Unity. I'm going to cause myself problems now. I'm going to say no to the update. Quickly call up the power box, and then it'll give me the relative. Here we go. Look, relative humidity 99%. So it's not a great. The seeing tonight will not be good at all. Temperature is 2 degrees apparently, and the dew point is 1.9. We got auto dew turned on, so we've got fans and the internal heater on the CT10 all working, keeping all those mirrors nice and clear, which is what we want. But yep, that's about right. We've got our usual lovely weather going on, which is just par for the course. What we at? 0.37 on the guiding, so that's nice. And we just give that a little bit longer before we start the EQ6. Right, hang on a second. I've got a little laptop that's telling me I've got to plug it in. That's always the way. Oh, I'm quite excited. I've got something really good to show everyone. I've got something very exciting to share with everyone in the astro world. I can't share it yet, but I'll give you plenty of notice of when I'm going to share it, and I will mostly do it on a live stream. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be something really good. Yeah, yeah. Have you ever seen a dew point like that? Hey. Makes you wonder how we ever image in this country, but you just have to like go for it. Oh well, yep. But we do get clear skies, Mark, a lot. We do, but that's one of the advantages of having an observatory. It means that if you do get a clear moment, you've got the opportunity to jump on it and get some imaging. Setting up in the UK is a tough one. You've really got to be dedicated because it can change really quick, and that lot. Let's read down. Oh, dear. Have you got IMX585 base camera? I've got SV only version. I tend to keep going as it enters NGC and play with the exposure time. Should I be playing with the game? Not particularly, Ardley. I shoot Unity gain with my cameras and I adjust with exposure time. Yes, you can get higher dynamic range and a bigger world depth if you start lowering the gain, you know, to say 0 or whatever. But I have played about in the past with no real success, to be honest with you. I find the best thing is to leave your cameras at Unity and literally just play with your exposure time, especially if you're shooting through filters, because you need to have that gain up to, otherwise you can be shooting for a 3 nanometer H alpha filter, you won't get anything. But I have used the 585, and the only experience I've had with it was the sensor that they put in the Vaonis Vespera 2, which I had for evaluation, and I was really impressed with it actually. Very, very good sensor, really sensitive. And I think it's a great choice for people that want to get into a dedicated astro camera on a budget. It's a great choice. Yeah, and I think there's going to be more things like that coming out in the future, which is great because it makes the hobby, you know, much more accessible by people, because it is an expensive hobby. You can spend fortunes on it very easily. Well, yeah, I mean, I was going to say, Ilkos, I look at the humidity level, and yeah, it can affect the seeing, can make guiding a little bit challenging sometimes. But let's be honest, you've got no choice. You live in the UK, you have to deal with the fact you've got humidity, and that's the end of it. Right, that star is looking, it's a little bit out of focus still. Still looking a bit messy. I think it's still catching the edge of the observatory. Okay, we'll leave it a bit longer. nearly there. So what else we got? What are you using as a rig running? We call it fog. Yeah. Fogs. We do get fog. God knows what the humidity is then. 100%, I suppose. But yeah, no, it's not fog. Question is, what are you using as a rig running Linux? No, I'm running Windows. I've got Windows 11 on my PCs. I think one of my older PCs is running Windows 10, but yeah, I just run them through with Windows. That's a good price actually for that. Hardly the IMX 585 shipping in total 220. That's great. That's a bargain. That's an absolute bargain. Yeah, really good. That's good, Mark. A lot. Yeah, I mean it's a fantastic sensor. I think that sensor when it came out, it loads of people jumped on it because it was a good price and it's a great sensor. It really, it's really got good quantum efficiency, and it does a great job. So yeah, it's really good that stuff like that's coming out now. Starlight Studio Astro, yeah. Well, DSLRs are still. I still use a DSLR, not so much for deep sky. I've got a 533 MC Pro myself. If I was buying one again, or if I was buying that before, I would actually buy the Altair version, which I've tried out. The Altair version of that camera is cheaper and it's got more features. So it comes with a built-in dew heater on the sensor window. It comes with a built-in UV-IR cut filter, which the ZWO doesn't, and it comes with a tilt plate adapter as well. So there's quite a lot of features on the Altair one that make it a better camera in a lot of ways. Exactly the same sensor. A lot of people, however, don't do it because they've got ASI Air. And of course, if you've got an ASI Air, you can't use any camera but a ZWO and some of the DSLRs. Aries Pro from Player One as a with a Julia. Yeah, Player One as well. They've got some lovely cameras. You've got Toop Tech, which is another make that you could consider. There's a lot more coming out now. There's a lot more coming out. As I say, a lot of the companies like Altair and that use the Toop Tech base as their camera, but ZWO for a long time their marketing was extremely good, and they were, everyone was saying ZWO, and everyone was going that way. I think things are changing now. There's a lot more stuff coming out. ZWO definitely isn't the cheapest, so it can make, it's definitely worth shopping around. I keep tweaking this star's back focus, and the shape of it is hilarious. I'm looking at it; it's definitely still hitting the edge of the observatory. I think I've taken the focus the wrong way. That's mostly why it's looking a bit funny. Yeah, I think this Ioptron iMate Ardsley is what's been made by the same person that does Stellar Mate. I haven't looked at it yet, but I will be, and seeing it out, which will be quite good. Mark, no, I didn't have to make any modifications at all. The Nexus reducer just went straight in, no problem with focusing. It is very tight on the bottom because of that low focuser, but I get focus, no problem at all with it. And I really like it. It's a fantastic reducing coma corrector. Cartridge all with CCD kill, PhD for software, rigs are running on the drivers and Raspberry Pi, and an image from a house with orange 5+. Of course, a lot of stuff there I don't use there. I never really got on with cart du ciel. A lot of people obviously like that, and it was an original one, but yeah, I never really used that, so it's hard to comment on it. That's about right. If you can't really guide on a chimney. I'm trying to guide off a chimney. You expect Astro Gear to jump? What's is that because of your economy? Are you thinking things are going to go up in price? I know there's some trade things being talked about, isn't there, with the new Trump administration? I'm not sure what effects that's going to have. I think he's thinking of charging imports, isn't he, and things. You run K-Stars and ECOS. That's another program I've not used. My home PCs are home built as well. I build my own, but I stick with Windows. I know Windows, and I just carry on running with them. Oh, did you, Jeremy? How much did you pay for it, mate? Did you get a good price? It's a great little camera. You know, can't really go wrong with that. You kind of, if it's the mono as well, you get two cameras in one there, mate. Because your bin 2 to match the 294 colour, and bin 1, it's got its own hard binning set. So although the files are massive, let me warn you, I really think this should soon be clear of that roof, and I'm just gonna see if it does any focusing. Yeah, I'm a bit fussy with interfaces sometimes. I user interface, when one's not good, it does wind me up actually. Some things are better than others. Just need stuff to work, really. That's what we all wish for, isn't it? We just want stuff to work. And I'll tell you, like everyone, I get my fair share of stuff not working. I really do. Yeah, do you know, I might have a look at that K-Stars. There's quite a few people use it. I've never used it, so I don't know what it's like. Look, I was about to say it's the wife. She's telling me my dinner's ready. She's wonderful. Right, okay. I am going to leave this running. I'm going to be back, but I am going to disappear for a bit because I need to get something to eat. I'm going to have a look at that K-Stars though. I'll let you know what I think about it. But not being... yeah, totally. Things not being broken is a massive plus. Yeah, it's such a shame when things don't want to work. But... well, that hasn't done a very good job of autofocusing, has it? And I think that's because it is still catching the edge of the observatory. The shape of that star is totally off there. Let me just see if I make it guide what it will do. Yeah, I can see, because it's got that greyness and it's not black, it means that it's still catching the edge of the observatory. Does it work? Oh, right, it works different with ASCOM drivers. Because obviously the ASI Air uses Indy drivers, and my experience of all the different drivers isn't great. So I've pretty much from the start only been ASCOM. Jeremy, £500 for the 294 mono is a steal, mate. Well done. That is brilliant. So you just need to sort yourself out some filters now and a filter wheel. And I will tell you now from experience, I mean, if you can afford them, the 36mm filters, you know, are great. They'll let you use even faster scopes. But the speed of the scopes that you've got, you'll get away with the 1.25 inch filters. So have a look at them because they will save you a lot of money. You won't get any vignetting as long as you put them right against the sensor, which is what I used to do. Had no problems at all. I've had people argue with me that you can't, but if you look on Astronomy tools, it'll even tell you, as long as you're like F5, F and above, you won't get any vignetting at those size filters. But if you want to go faster, like F4 and lower, you will get vignetting with the smaller filters, and you'll need the 36mm unmounted filters to stop that from happening. But yeah, that's brilliant, mate. Well done. I don't get my dinner brought out to me. No, you're joking. I'll be wearing it if I if I said to bring it down here. I'll be, literally, yeah, no chance. Right, I'm going to the EQ6 is 0.52. Okay, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave that running, and I am gonna start the sequence, and I'm gonna see. I'm going to just let it sort itself out because I think it will. It's right on the edge of starting its routine. So I'm going to start it off. I'm going to go and get something to eat and then I'll come back. So let's start that tracking. It will slew to the target. I'm looking at the picture actually on my observatory. It looks like a bright light over there, but I suspect that's a little bit of thin cloud that's being illuminated by a house or something. Either that or my neighbours decided to put a spotlight up, which I will be going and knocking on their door if they have, and I'll be telling them to bloody turn it off. Right, I shall be back. Bear with. We got Deep Space Cowboy and Krellon. Hello, nice to see you. Yeah, very lucky. How is it in Germany? Hopefully you're getting some clear skies. I am expecting a few clouds to come in, but I'm just going to let it run through and see how it deals with it, because they will pass. But yeah, if I'm looking at the observatory camera, it looks like there's a band of cloud coming over. So hopefully that will pass and then it will carry on imaging from that point. So we'll see how that goes. I'll be back. Hello everyone, Jamesy. Was it cold, cloudy, frosty? Well, that's how it's gone here. Actually, I'm afraid to say the imaging tonight is going to come to a rather abrupt end because the weather outside has changed completely. It's actually gone foggy. Although we are still grabbing a little bit because we're looking straight up. But that is actually a light from my neighbours. Oh, look at that one there. That's a light from my neighbours, and it's showing up because of the mist in the air. So unfortunately, it does look like imaging tonight is going to come to a very early end because the weather has changed a little bit. It's extremely cold out, and already I crunched my way up the garden, and it looks like it's like a freezing fog. I mean, it's saying it's 0.4 degrees. So yeah, 99 humidity. It's really bad. So not the greatest of weather for imaging. Yeah, the EQ8 at 0.5, that's not guiding as well as it normally would, and the EQ6 is sitting at 0.7. So yeah, things are struggling with the conditions. Just catch out Pleiades there, that's what that is there. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to go any farther. Am I on Facebook? I am. If you look up Astrobloke, you should be able to find me. Cool. If you actually look at the camera there, you can see that there's like a mist right across it. It's floating around and the camera's picking it up. And it's just like a mist moving around on it. As I say, if you look up Astrobloke, you'll find that. I normally put my images on there. I don't do much on a personal account. I'm not one of these people that photographs my dinner, you know, and things like that. I don't do very much on Facebook apart from the Astro, which is the same for my Instagram as well, and that's also Astrobloke. And I've got an Astrobin account, and that's also Astrobloke. So if you put that in, you should be able to find me on most things. I think actually on my YouTube there's a link to some of my other media pages, and if you can't find them, I've got a website called www.astrobloke.co.uk, and there's links to all of my social media off of there. Right. I'm looking at this now. It's definitely not going to improve. I've looked at the forecast, and we're getting less and less on the images. So I think, because that one there, that's not going to give me anything. So I think I'm going to shut this down and close the stream, I'm afraid, a little bit early. But that's just how it goes when the weather is not playing ball. So I'm just going to stop this sequence. We'll warm the camera. I'm just going to manually stop it up, actually. Stop the sequence, park the scope. And then I'll do the other rig as well. If you like to keep an eye out, I will advertise my next live stream, which is going to be about a piece of equipment I want to share with you all. Something I've certainly never had anything like, and it's very unlikely you've seen it either. You definitely haven't seen it because it's the first one that's ever been made, and there's only one in the country which I seem to have hold of. So keep your eyes open, and I will be sharing the information with you very soon. Let's just clear that down. Alright, EQ8's parking itself up. Everything's good there. just shut the EQ6 down and then we can shut the roof. What a shame. Forecast looked a lot more promising, but unfortunately that humidity has caused it to be far worse than what it looked like it was going to be. Turn the autogeo off, turn that off, turn that off. Partoscope. Make sure I stop my guiding. Your imaging, Simon, have you want to see it outside mine? It's literally a fog has come right across where I live, and I can't image. It's just really bad. Yeah, I know it's going to clear out later. I'm thinking I might keep an eye on it, and I think around 10 o'clock it's supposed to be better. If it is, I'm going to get my scopes back up and I'll mostly reconnect the live stream. So keep your eyes open, people. I might be back on. Never know. Can't promise, but I'll try my best. Right, that's everything parked. Let's close the roof. So I hope if any of you are imaging, like Simon is, I hope the weather stays well for you. Mark, you're welcome. I'm glad there's lots of info there. That's my idea really. If I'm on here, I want to be able to share what I know, and obviously we've got people in the stream that are more knowledgeable than me, and it's great that we can all share what we know and you know, learn stuff. I've learned stuff just doing the streams from other people, and hopefully I'm helping other people make decisions or, you know, learn about things too. So that's what it's all about. I think the Astro community is a brilliant one, and it's good that we can all learn from each other. It certainly helps because it's a steep learning curve, this one. Right, okay everyone, thank you ever so much. Thank you, Tony. All take care. Wish you all clear skies. I might be on back later in a few hours time. I'm going to leave it a while because it looks like it needs a bit of time to clear off. I'll check the forecasts and I could possibly be back on later on. So until then, I'll speak to you soon, and clear skies. Thank you, Stan. Take care, mate.